Hello everyone, I'm here to do a collective reading. So if you are here, this might be for you. However, if it does not fit, do not force it. Take only what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, all right. Let's get into it. All right, you're gonna see me for the next, who knows how long. I'm gonna be switching in between backgrounds. So you'll see me here and with my my colorful background. All right. I wanted to get into I don't know, kind of collective energy first before I picked up on collective, before I tapped into a collective reading. I feel right now that collectively we're kind of going through a recalibration after having just gone through a period of maybe emotional, I wouldn't say instability, an emotional purging of sorts, okay, which could cause an emotional instability. Uh, but I feel the Cancer full moon had a large impact on the collective emotionally. Okay, I feel like there was a lot of sudden releasing. Okay, a lot of purging, a lot of things coming up to the surface to be felt, dealt with, and released. And I think that this could have become a little bit tumultuous for some people, or very rough waters, should I say? Lots of turbulence. Okay, so when I think of turbulence, I think of course, um, airplanes. I think of airtime. I think of air as in communication. Okay, you could have had some rough communications with others um, after Mercury retrograde had ended or in the post shadow of Mercury retrograde. But I feel as though now we're moving into a space where the water is becoming more calm. Okay, the emotions are centering again or calming and communications are starting to clear. Whether that be communications with others, communication with the self, communication with spirit, what have you, okay? And I wanted to kind of tap into that energy, this, this present energy, and maybe bring in some reflection or opportunity for introspection for the cycle that may have just closed out from that emotional turbulence, whatever might have had been purged. I'm hoping to get some messages surrounding that and how that's being integrated moving forwards. This is what the recalibration feels like. It feels like there's really deep emotions that were purged to be integrated into the new cycle moving forward. Okay, and that's where I feel like we're at collectively. So I wanted to pull some cards. We'll see. Here. I'm going to scoot this table a little bit closer. All right. Spirit, what do we have for the collective in regards to the current energies? What do we have in the collective? Okay. Okay, so it seems as though we're releasing any sort of connections that were to others. Okay, yeah. Any sort of connections to others that were desiring to control us in connection. Okay, we had the Two of Cups in the reverse that was on the back of the deck as well. I feel as though you could have either released connections, whether that be romantic, platonic, familial, released connections, or released residue from old connections, okay? Take what resonates, regarding any sort of energies or situations, experiences surrounding controlling energies, surrounding those that abuse their authority, surrounding those that, those that are controlling when it comes to time, energy, money, education, what else could this be? People at work. Okay, for some of you, you could have released some sort of connection with someone in the workplace, or you could have, for someone specific here, remove themselves from a workplace. But I don't feel that that's for everyone. Okay, it could be for more than one person, but definitely for someone here. From a job, and if this is for you, then it would have been a workplace that was very, very controlling and maybe a boss that abused their power in the workplace, some sort of toxic workplace environment. But for the most part, for most of you, it is going to be toxic relationships, and toxic in the way of wanting to control your own. It feels kind of, it feels very like overstepping of boundaries, trying to control one's own fulfillment or what someone feels fulfilled within. I hope that's making sense. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups here. Okay, these, whatever these connections or this connection, this could be one or it could be more, depending on your own situation. Okay, these connections were, or connection, were, they had this energy of, kind of wanting to control your own happiness, your own fulfillment in some sort of way, or your the harmony, how you harmonize with others, or how you harmonize with yourself, how you harmonize with spirit, even for some of you. Okay, the King of Pentacles in the reverse can be not only controlling, but also very demanding, can be very materialistic, can be snobbish in the ways that they handle the physical aspects of life, okay, of human reality, right, of being that workplace, home life, vehicle, and also family members as well. For some of you, this could have been someone in your family or people in your family, or some sort of family dynamic possibly here. Okay, can I get more information, please? And it seems like there was either you had to work through some sort of situation regarding this, okay, or there was a wounding surrounding this. Like I said, for some of you, this is going to be like old things, residue that had to be released, or it was connections that had to be released. All right, it could have been somebody that used money against you as well. I don't know if this is going to be for everybody, but this is something, seems more specific, but it's coming through, that they could have used money against you or used money to gain in a situation, whether it was to gain something with you or gain something with, or if they do that to gain something with everyone, or if they use finances against you or as a form of control or as a form of manipulation. Okay, it could be somebody that is, again, yeah, there's something to do with the physical here, or people, something to do with the physical and the flashiness and the controlling and that nature, and using it to their own advantage in a way that was demanding, controlling. It could have made you feel like you had to play down your own happiness, or there was something that just wasn't aligned with you in a harmonious way. It wasn't aligned with you, or it made the connection not aligned with you in a harmonious way. Okay. We have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel as though like somebody was using some sort of finance against you. And if it wasn't finance, then it was some sort of education. It was some sort of physicality. That could even be the appearance, using some sort of even their time or energy, or your time or energy, using something in that, something of physical aspect in a way that was oppressive, in a way that was, again, demanding. Okay, it was something that caused you a lot of delay. It was something that caused you to have a tension within your movement forward. Okay, and that doesn't have to be physically. It could have been a tension within your energetic movement. It could have made you feel stifled. It could have made you feel a little stuck because you were attached to energies that took every, birth for confirmation, that took every opportunity to stifle maybe your own creation or your idea of harmony or your emotions of fulfillment and happiness, of joy. Okay, it's kind of like stifling your own your own personal happiness or your own personal authority. You felt, I'm getting the word thwarted. You felt thwarted. Okay, I don't know the exact definition of that word, but that's the word that's coming through here. Okay, there could have been a lot of tension, a lot of frustration that built up between you and this person or you and these people, okay? And this, again, could have been in the workplace. But there was definitely something about using physicality, things of the 3D, energy, time, money, appearance, education, etc., in ways that were oppressive, controlling, manipulative, okay, and abuse of these things. What else, Spirit? Okay, we have the Four of Cups in the reverse. And this could have been an aspect of yourself as well, okay? Take that into account. Everything starts within, okay? It has a basis within. Whether this was an aspect of yourself or it was an aspect of yourself that is wounded, that ended up having this kind of energy reflected in the physical, okay? There was some sort of wound that you needed to heal in order, and I feel with the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, this has to do with boundaries, okay? This has to do something with setting boundaries with those that you are in close connections to, whether that be romantic, platonic, familial, or business, okay? Now we have the Four of Cups in the reverse, and we also have the Empress in the reverse, so I'm getting more with boundaries, okay? Because the Empress in the reverse can be a card, it can be an energy of dependency, it can be an energy of, it can be an energy of creative blockage, okay? And these can come from not setting strong boundaries with those that you are in close connection with. And I see that there's been some sort of, throughout the Cancer full moon, okay, that window, it feels as though you took on some sort of new perspective or took on some sort of new approach with a person or people, okay, these energies, or even if it wasn't a person or people that were in your present, if it was that residue from the past, it feels as though you have taken on some sort of new way of handling the situation, okay? You've had some sort, it was like there was some sort of switch or some sort of click because of some sort of internal reflection, because of some sort of vulnerability that you had within yourself that allowed you to change perspective and adjust how you approach a situation or situations in general, okay? The Cancer full moon offered you an opportunity to approach things from a more making the internal realm more stable. Okay, stabilizing the internal realm, stabilizing the self, stabilizing the self-care or nurturing of the self. So your boundaries are now coming from a need to keep the self stabilized, the internal peace, okay, with the Empress card, the internal pleasures and the internal abundance, okay. And I believe from these energies that you may be setting boundaries in place to do with keeping that internal peace. Okay, and it was something that you had to reflect upon. Either there was some sort of wound or it was a situation or situations, past or present, that had to be reflected upon in order for you to figure out where you were feeling tied down or stuck, okay, thwarted, where you were feeling like you could not move forward in the way that you would like to because there was some sort of either wound or external energy or force that was attempting to control and manipulate your own energy in an oppressive and demanding way. Okay. So now we have this new approach to, on this card it says new approaches to old problems. Okay, so there's something that some way in which you have shifted. Okay, and I got the Ten of Pentacles. It does have to do with stability. And you could have, maybe for some of you, this could have been a job shift. This could have been a change in career. This could have been, or a change in work. But this also could have been taking a better care of the self, or a recommitment to the self, to your own time, to your own energy, maybe to your physical body as well. Uh, okay, it was something to do with keeping the stability of the self, where you made changes, something with the physicality. And physicality doesn't have to be the body. Again, time, energy, money. It could be appearance. It could be the body. It could be eating healthier. It could be getting better sleep. But, you know, time isn't something necessarily that's of the physical body. It's of the physical realm, though. Can I get more information? Ooh, what do we got here? Okay, so we have, yeah, there was some sort of energy here with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, some sort of dependent energy on other, on external, for some sort of external stability. And the thing is that you cannot rely on external forces to bring you stability if you do not have that stability within yourself. What builds external stability is internal stability. Is working on that internal stability first and foremost. Okay. There was some sort of change of perspective that happened here with the Page of Swords coming out in the reverse. There could have been some sort of lack of knowledge in some area, or lack of self, like a belief in the self. Okay, this could have been some sort of self-doubt. It could have been some sort of lack of follow-through, even with your own goals, or your own, I heard ambitions, or with your own self-care. Okay. Wow. What else do we have for this Four of Cups in the reverse? New approaches to old problems. Nine of Cups. Okay, happiness, compassion. It was taking on an expanded perspective of the self, an expanded perspective of the internal stability, and how you can keep yourself internally stabilized through a self-reflection, through some sort of like mindfulness, okay, some sort of awareness, some sort of like check yourself before you wreck yourself kind of energy is what I'm getting here. Okay, you could have been with the Four of Pentacles here, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Page of Swords in the reverse. There could have been some sort of like stubbornness. There could have been some sort of hard-headedness, an ignorance, or almost a denial. It's like a knowing, but a warding off, a defensiveness. Okay. Staying inside one's own box instead of opening the mind to new possibilities and these new approaches. And that's the energy that shifted over the Cancer full moon period, is that you tapped further into some sort of emotional kind of approach instead of some sort of mental approach that kept you very stubborn with your time and your energy. Okay. There's been an initiation to set some sort of boundary, or recommit to some sort of boundary, or enhance, or I heard reinvent. Okay. So like making changes to your boundaries, or there was some sort of adjustment here. Okay. This is a really interesting reading. We have the Page of Wands. Okay. All right, so you were able to gain. It's like something was reinvigorated. I heard reinvented again. You were able, through some sort of reflection and release of emotion and tapping into the inner stability, came some sort of switch of perspective. And maybe it wasn't a switch of perspective as much as it was dropping further into the emotion and less in the head. Okay, allowing you to gain some sort of energy. There was a release of energy, and we have the Moon card as well. there was a release of some sort of fears or deception. It could have been deception from external, or it could have been deception of the self, okay, that caused you some sort of instability and turbulence within communication with yourself and others and spirit even, perhaps, okay? But it seems as though something has come through with the release of these emotions, with the purging of something that was subconscious or unconscious or wounded, has come some sort of, not only a new perspective, but a new energy and a new modality. Okay, it's like you're moving differently than you once did because there was something, some sort of defense, coping mechanism that no longer served you. Okay, and this could have been something that was connected to either a residual experience with past people, past situations, or with someone that you just recently cut off over this Cancer full moon window, okay? But it's like there was some way in which, with the moon card in the reverse here, there could have been some sort of way in which you were deceiving yourself, okay, when it came to your emotions. And there was something that was made clear during the Cancer full moon period, which allowed you to shift into a more compassionate nature, a more understanding nature, especially of yourself and your own internal stability, okay? What else do we have here with the Page of Wands? That's too many cards. What do we have here with the Page of Wands? Okay, there's a recommitment going on. There's some sort of balancing of energies, and I believe from these energies here, excuse me, I'm getting that this is a rebalancing between the head and the heart, is what it feels like to me. Okay, it's you're gaining energy from having released some sort of possibly denial, some sort of possibly refusal, some sort of stalemate, okay, where you were stuck. There was some way in which you felt stuck because of residual past energy or someone in your external reality, in your external environment, okay, that there was some sort of, it was just like you couldn't grow any further in this connection or these connections, or from some sort of lesson of the past. You could no longer grow any further from this situation, so it was something that had to be released, okay? And you made some sort of, there is something that was decided, okay, whatever it might be for you. There was something that you had decided, okay, that you took action to remove yourself from, whether that be a person, people, a habit, a mindset, perspective, whatever it might be. There is something that you chose, you consciously, you had this reflective period, you dropped into this space of quietude within the self, and were able to make a decision in this quietude, okay, that allowed you to take action towards freeing yourself up, okay, towards regaining energy. It's like you're pulling your energy back from some sort of situation that kept you trapped because it was oppressive of the energy, or it was oppressive of the freedom of connection in some way, shape, or form, or the way in which you connect, whether to yourself, to others, or to spirit. Okay, you could be, for some of you, I'm getting that you're tapping back into some sort of spiritual practices, or you're tapping into a new spiritual practice. Okay, there's some sort of idea here that you may be fired up about. There's something that's really guiding you in a new direction. Okay, on the Two of Swords in the reverse, it says misrepresentation. We have very, very opposite energies here. With the stalemate, there was something that, because of a lack of growth, because of a friction, it like caused something to like, I don't know how that works, but something like grew in between, or there was a fire started because of this friction. I'm not sure exactly how to verbalize this energy that I'm feeling. Okay, there was some sort of with this reflective period, this introspection, there was some sort of like commitment to regaining footing, okay, regaining a movement here. Okay, there was a patient, there's like this, there's like a patience amongst the ambition, is what it feels like here. A patience amongst the ambition. That's very interesting. Okay, I found my archetype book. I'm so excited to get into it. I don't know if I've ever even used these cards since I've been doing tarot. I mean, definitely not on YouTube, and I don't know if I ever used these on my TikTok either, so this is going to be exciting. I didn't get very well acquainted with this deck before I lost the book, so I will be needing to read out of the book to help me interpret the energies that are coming through. But Spirit, what do we have to add to this message or to clarify this message, to build this message further? I'm taking that. We have the Creator. Can I get one more, please? The Creator. Yeah, some sort of creative block has definitely been removed, okay? Again, there's some sort of idea. You have some sort of idea brewing, or there's something you're feeling quite passionate about, something that's reinvigorating you. You're reinventing even like an aspect of yourself. You're reinventing something about yourself, or maybe it's a project. Maybe you're taking a new approach to a project. You're taking a new approach to connection with the self, okay? The number 22 could be significant. Okay, something about working together with certain, like, multiple elements of the self. And we have the shadow. Yeah, there's an integration. That's what it is. Okay, there's some sort of integration of something within the self, okay? There's an integration of some sort of old aspect, some sort of wounding. There is an integration that's going on in order to reinvent the way you express yourself, okay? With the Two of Swords in the reverse, there was a misrepresentation of your own energy because you were probably either because there was, external controlling energies, external oppressive influences. But again, this all stems from the inside. So there was something within yourself that you were suppressing, okay, which reflected on the external as oppression. Okay, this is making sense now. And you are now integrating. There was this thing that you were oppressing. It has to do with something of the emotional realm, maybe some sort of emotional reaction. It was something, a part of yourself that is there, that is a core part of yourself that you decided to oppress because you thought it was something negative. You thought it was something dark. You thought it was something that you could not work with. But in fact, it's something that allows you to more fully step into your power. And this is something that you're recognizing now, okay? This is something you're integrating in order to better connect with not only the self, but with others, okay? Wow. All right, so let's get into the Creator card. Yeah, the shadow is all about the parts of ourself that we do not feel comfortable with, or that we do not feel are safe, that we do not feel are accepted or validated or good, quote unquote. Okay? There are so many things within the self that can be considered the shadow. Okay? This can be childhood wounding. This can be emotional reactions. This can be mental patterns or defense, or not defense mechanisms, coping mechanisms. It's like there's something that is being integrated to suit the self. There is something that is being integrated to empower the self. Whoa. There's something that's being integrated, to help you create something new. All right. Number 22, the creator. The artist, the alchemist, the innovator. There's alchemy that is going on here, okay? This integration that's going on. It's something that was transmuted. You've taken one thing, something of the shadow, and you've turned it into something more beneficial. You've turned it into something that alchemization is all about transmutation. Transmutation is all about changing one thing into another. It's changing energies, and when you alchemize, it's to gain energy. It's to gain energy from something that maybe was draining the energy prior. Okay, alchemization is all about turning things into something more empowering and beneficial, into education, into knowledge, okay, into power. The creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness, the shadow, okay, or by lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Okay? The empty room is a card of, it's a card of void. It's a card of emptiness. It's a card of, I'm trying to remember from, when I used to use this deck. The empty room was something I pulled a lot when I got this deck a few years ago. It's where it's a lack energy. Okay? It's like you turned some sort of heavy or dense energy into something healing. Okay, they generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. It was something that you felt that in the past you felt as though this was something that didn't need to be seen, or it was useless, or it was bad, quote unquote. Okay, but you realize some sort of potential within some sort of shadow aspect of the self. Okay, though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible. Again, misrepresentation. It's like you were misrepresenting yourself because there was a lack of belief in the self, because of something you weren't accepting of the self, something you were, you were like, you were walling away because you found it to be maybe an ugly part of yourself, is what I'm feeling here. Because the opposite of all this beautiful color, these rainbows, would be something that's very dull. Okay? The King of Pentacles. I hope this is all making sense here. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this by, first, being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different, sitting within the self, that reflection, that, as I said, that quietude that you went within. The creator does this by first being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different. Okay, not trying to control things, right? And second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul, a reconnection with not only the self or others, but also with spirit, as I was saying. Okay, whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, okay, what have you, it remains nameless. It is the creator's lifelong companion. Okay, when light, curious, playful, open, and surprising. When dark, loses spark, feels burdened. So there was something you felt thwarted, and you were lacking some sort of ambition or drive. Now you're on the opposite side of that. You've integrated whatever it was that was making you feel burdened or thwarted. And now you are in this energy, curious, playful, open, surprising. This creator energy is very much the Page of Wands energy. You're seeing much possibility and opportunity outside of you, okay, on your path ahead. It's this unlimited potential, limitless potential is what I like to say. Instead of like endless opportunities, I like to say limitless potential, because that sounds so it sounds so much more empowering than any of the other ways in which you could say it. Okay, so you have this open, you change your perspective on something, and you drop, and it was by dropping into the emotions, into the center. Okay, um, wow. And we have the Lover card as well here. The heart, the beloved, the devoted, dropping into the heart, dropping into, and that's what it was. It was dropping further into the emotions. We have a greater balance here between the head and the heart because you were able to drop into your emotions, your internal desires, your core resonance, okay, which is of love. We are all, our core resonance is all that of love, unconditional love. That is the vibration of the universe, of God, what have you. Pulsing through the heart of the lover is gratitude. The lover appreciates and experiences the world through the senses, reveling in beauty, song, art, music, sense, and sensuality. This energy awakens at the tip of our tongue when we taste the sweetness of honey, kiss a lover, or speak gentle words to a child. The lover lingers in foreplay, aroused not by the getting there, but by the slow merging of self and other. This energy is usually experienced for short periods of time, as in order to feel it, we must be fully present and awake with no expectations or rules about what should be. Rather, the lover is in awe of what the world presents, reveling in the glorious details, grateful to savor every last drop of life's offerings. Okay? When light, connection, expansion, devotion, awe. When dark, indulgence, attachment, and obsession. Yeah, there was some sort of, as I said earlier in the reading, there was something to do here with some sort of dependence on external factors for internal stability. Okay, this is what has switched. This is what, something that has been integrated, okay? It has to do with some sort of dependency, okay? And that very well, for most of you, could have come from childhood wounding, all right? Now there's been some sort of transition, integration of whatever this dependency was. Okay, now you're no longer having some sort of attachment to external forces or external circumstances or people. Okay, there was some sort of release of attachment that happened during this Cancer full moon window. All right, you're no longer overindulging in the obsessions of the mind or overindulging in, I guess, the details of connection with the self, with others, and with spirit. Now you have moved into, transitioned into connection, expansion, devotion, and awe. So for some of you, you could have released connections that were of a toxic nature, that were controlling, that were obsessive, that were demanding. Okay, again, whether romantic, platonic, familial, or business. Now you are in connection, or you are connecting to the self or others, take it as it resonates, in a way that is very appreciative and in a way that is very fulfilling, very holding, okay, nurturing. That Empress energy. All right. There's a gratitude for the experiences where you were feeling thwarted. I think that through these energies here, I think that there was a reflection upon where you felt stuck and how you could find a lesson within it. Okay, not the lesson, as I said before, there was something that could no longer grow any further, that could not move. And so it wasn't taking any further lesson from that connection or that wound, but it was taking a lesson from what that connection or wound presented to you. Okay? It wasn't a lesson from that. It was a lesson from the in-between. I hope that's making sense. I hope that's making sense. The space in between the self and the other. Okay? It's like there was something here that was dissolved so that you could come closer to the self in order to as well come closer to another or to others, whether that be, again, romantic, platonic, business, or familial. Okay, something has been, yeah, here we go, something has been fused. You have fused with the self, fused with a part of the self, okay, which may, for some of you, mean fusing with another. It's a beautiful energy here. Beautiful. Okay, there's a lot of passion, creation, ideas here. There's ambition and there's drive. There's an excitement. Okay, there's an excitement for sure. A freedom. There's a freedom. Oh, there's a freedom here, and enthusiasm to expand towards the limitless potential that is within the self, reflected in the external environment, in your waking life. Okay, so I think that concludes the message. I think we're going to wrap it up there. I love how it all came together with the help of this archetype deck, and I hope that I was able to verbalize all of the energies accurately and concisely in a way that made the message make sense. I hope this found everyone that it was meant for, and I hope it found you in a very open and receptive state. And if you feel drawn to the way that I present my messages or the way that in which I interpret my cards, and interpret the messages, I am offering personal energetic readings at this time for $35. I will have my email in my bio. If you are interested, do not be afraid to reach out. We will connect and we will set something up. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye-bye.